Lord, show me the way. Yes, sir. Send me the way. Yes, sir. Send me the way. Show me. Lord, show me. Show me. Lord, show me.
Alright, y'all, so first things first, the app we're going to be using for this video is the Studio app. So I got that in my editing section. I'm going to hit Studio. Then I'm going to hit the plus. You want to make sure you get a transparent screen so that way you don't have to go back and remove the background. For this, I'm going to use a 3x2 design, so I can make sure I get everything correctly lined up the way I want it. So I'm gonna start off with the word welcome. As we all know, this the welcome word is super fancy along with the names. So I'm gonna just scroll and see what fonts I have in here. I actually like this one right here. What does it say? Mr. de Havilland. It's a crazy name for a font. But I'm gonna upload that and I'm gonna resize it to where it's to the top and it's pretty big. All right, then I'm gonna hit the check mark and I'm gonna add text again. And welcome to the wedding of. And I'm gonna change the font for this one, of course. Make it a more classic font. See what I have, and I'm just scrolling. DM serif text. I could go with that one. Matter of fact, I am gonna go with that one. I'm at the check mark again. I'm gonna change the color because this color is set to white. I'm gonna go to black. Then I'm gonna size it down again. These words are normally a lot smaller because we're focused on the welcome part and then the names. So I'm gonna have it about this small. I am gonna space out the letters though, because I feel like it's a little too bunched together. So I'm gonna go to style, then hit space. It's on the first notch where it has the A and then the two arrows going apart from each other. I'm gonna move it to the left, and that way we get our letters spaced out. I like that a lot better. Then I'm gonna go ahead and line it up again. I think I'm gonna just make it even smaller. I like that a lot. I'm gonna make sure that's lined up. Cool. And I'm gonna hit the check mark one more time. Now I'm gonna go ahead and click on the welcome button, the welcome words again. And I'm gonna hit duplicate. So I'm gonna just change the word, of course. And I'm gonna put LaShawn and Alea, just like that. I'm gonna size the font down again. Make sure it's in the middle. Just like that. And I actually like the way that looks. So from here, I'm gonna go ahead and click on the to the wedding of. Well, let me hit the check mark first. Then we'll go ahead and click to the wedding of, and we'll press duplicate. Double click it so that we can edit the words. And let's put September. You can't spell September. September 5th, 2022. Hit the check mark. And then we'll make sure that that's lined up in the middle. Just like that. Now, I actually love the way this looks. So now that we're finished with this, we're gonna go ahead and hit the check mark. We'll hit this box in the upper right hand corner. And we're gonna go ahead and press save. Now we're gonna go to our Cricut Design Space app on our phone and get our new design uploaded. I'm gonna go ahead and crop this part out and just make sure that what I have cropped out is actually in the correct spacing. And then I'm gonna hit save. Then I'm gonna hit apply. And that is our design. I'm just gonna go ahead and put wedding sign since this is what we're using it for. Then you'll hit cut because we are using vinyl, heat transfer vinyl to be exact. And I'm gonna hit upload. Now that it's uploaded into our design space, I'm gonna go ahead and transfer over to our MacBook and we'll go from there. And it's the very first picture. I'll press add to canvas and we're gonna go ahead and zoom out just a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and size this down. We are gonna size it down just a little bit more, but first we're gonna go ahead and go to shapes. I'm gonna get out this square and I'm gonna resize the square as the wedding sign that I'll be doing. And the sizing is 18 by 24, so we're gonna go ahead and do a width of 24. Hit return, and then we're gonna go ahead and press this lock button. We'll go to height and press 18, then hit enter. And then where it says arrange, we're gonna go ahead and hit send to back. All right, so this is the sizing for our acrylic sign. I'm gonna go ahead and change the color to lighter gray just so you can visualize what the glass will look like. All right, and then from here, I'll go ahead and try to size it in the middle. And then I'll go back at the corner and just make it a little bigger. Just like this. Your height cannot go past 11.5 in your Cricut design space. So I'm gonna go ahead and resize this to 11.5. And we'll see it like that. And then from here, I'll hit the unlock button. And for the width, I'll just bring it across a little more just to make it try to fit the whole glass. So we're gonna go ahead and take out this silver background, delete it, and this is what we'll be cutting out. So we'll hit make it. And again, I am using heat transfer vinyl for this project. We will be using my Cricut Easy Press to apply this vinyl. We'll go ahead and hit mirror because we're using heat transfer vinyl. So we want to make sure that our vinyl on our mat comes down about 21 inches. I'll zoom out just so we can try to see the whole mat. 21 inches. And then we'll go ahead and hit continue. All right, so we'll hit glitter iron on. And then from here, I'm going to go ahead and place our vinyl on our Cricut mat. All right, and we're using a 12 by 24 Cricut mat. And I'm gonna go ahead and line. I'm gonna turn it around because the bottom is a little bit more stickier than the top, of course, because we use the top more. So I'll go ahead and I turned it around, and I'm gonna go ahead and line up the vinyl with the edge accordingly. Now my mat isn't, of course, as sticky as it would be if you get it brand new. So in instances like this, you can apply some type of tape to the edges just to make sure that it's laying down flat. And that is what I'm gonna go ahead and do. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and just rip a piece off, and I'm gonna apply it at each edge. Just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and get this put in our Cricut Maker. Alright, so after it finishes cutting, we're going to take it out the Cricut maker. We're going to get off all the tape. From each corner. And then once you get off the tape, that's when we'll start weeding our cutout. Alright, so here is our acrylic sign. You can pick this up at Home Depot. And what we're going to do is just take off the backing that comes on each side. Alright, and here is our finished cut. And now I'm going to go ahead and place it on our acrylic sign. And basically, I just want to make sure that it's even. Like that. Now that I have it lined up, you want to be very careful. Because if you're not careful, you can definitely mess up your acrylic sheet. So I'm going to place my heat cover over where I'll be heat pressing. I have my Cricut Easy Press set to 250 degrees. For 30 seconds, but I will not be going the full 30 seconds. So lightly and quickly, I'm going to apply heat at one corner for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pressing lightly. I'm going to move it over, apply it to another corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm going to come back over. I'm going to apply it to this corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very lightly. We want to make sure that we do not mess up our acrylic. And then come at this corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then we're going to come in the middle. Make sure that the middle is pressed for our last 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then you're going to come at an angle. Make sure it's at an angle and start peeling the backing off. You want to make sure you're very careful. Alright. And some of the words we're trying to come off a little bit, but as long as you press it, you can get it to still stick, and then just go back at the end and give it another light press. Just continue doing that till you peel the whole thing off. Just like that. So this is what you have for this side. Just like this. And now for the back, we're gonna go ahead and paint the back to give it a more defined look, to make sure that people can see the words as they're walking in. And I'll show you how to do that next. All right, so I got a blanket. I'm gonna go ahead and put this blanket down. And this blanket is just big enough for our sign. Now I'm gonna go ahead and place the sign on the back side of it, because you don't want to, of course you don't want to paint over what you just pressed. I'll be using this black matte acrylic paint like this. I got my paintbrush. This was about $1.50. I also got it from Home Depot. And I'll be putting this paint on this paper plate. Now we're gonna go ahead and get our brush. Make sure we got a good amount of paint on our brush. All right, now we're gonna go ahead on our sign, and in a diagonal motion, we're gonna go ahead and paint the back of our sign. And now we'll just go ahead and wait for it to dry. I waited about 10 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this Flex Seal Clear to just make sure I'm sealing my paint. So I'm gonna shake it just a little bit. And then just spray it to the back. Just like that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and wait another 10 minutes for it to dry a little more, and then I'll show you the finished product. Alright y'all, that concludes this video. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell notification so that you'll be notified when I drop new videos. But yo, keep applying pressure to life because life has no boundaries. Until next video, we out.
Lord, show me.